finished 1-1. I mean, obviously fairly even first half. It's fair to say it finished 1-1. Second half, FC really took the game to Stalybridge, didn't they?
Yeah, really proud of the lads. A couple of new additions. And Ethen coming off the bench and Keegan who started. Jan Palinkas coming in for Halsey, Vinny coming back into the fray. So, again, it upsets our rhythm a little bit, but delighted to get these lads over the line and, look at the next crop, the next batch that we can develop and coach and get the best out of. And I thought today, second half, there were some unbelievable performances. And have we got divine right to win a game of football? No. Do we want to win a game of football? Absolutely. And Stalybridge put the bodies on the line today, Tim, and they had to do. They've just been told by the radio the 21 chances on goal. And, that's good. I was impressed with the lads. And, another day we go and get the winner. But we haven't. We haven't, and you've got to credit Stalybridge for that. But for our boys in there, really happy. Really happy. Some good performances.
Yeah, I mean, Stalybridge, it's good to see a visiting side come to FC and not just sit back, basically. Normally, people sit back trying to sort of weather the storm for 25 minutes. They made a game of it from the off, and the game swung to and fro all the way through that first 45 minutes.
I think they've got one of the best nines in the league in Raoul. And Raoul, I think you were here in summer, we stood in the tunnel, we thought we had a done deal, and then Stalybridge, goes up to with a better financial offer. We couldn't do anything about it. We lost Raoul, and he's gone to Stalybridge, and he's a great number 9. He leads the line really well. I'm a big admirer of him. So when you've got Raul Carrera up the top end, you're good. I think Chris has got him playing good football. Since he took over, he's done really well, and he had a mountain to climb, and then they had a budget cut. So, fair play to them. They're a good side. It's a local derby, and the fans travel well today, which was good to see. But they came up against a really combative and fierce FC United side second half, and they couldn't wait for the final whistle to go. I know they couldn't, and us, we just wanted another minute, and hopefully we could have got the goal. But I've certainly not stood here tonight despondent. I'm really proud of some individual performances there. And today we didn't win, but some pleasing performances. And Matty Van White gets another goal, and that's another gem that we're going to unearth. So, all in all, it's a point, and we've got to move on now to training and Warrington Rounders next week.
Yeah, I mean, we moved into the second half, and we restricted Stalybridge to no shots on target. Basically, Dan had a very quiet game on the whole. They had 3 shots off. We were just basically constantly peppering, in and around the goal.
We were brilliant second half. I thought the changes as well were really good. I think when we got to the hour, we had to rescue Vinny and Doddy because they played the maximum minutes they could do. I thought when we, Guy come on and Chaz come on, we went up another gear. Young Ethen come on with 20 minutes to go and put some great delicious crosses in. We went up another gear, and you think go on get it, but it wasn't to be. But all I could do is look back at that game and go, we camped in their second half, we attacked the SMRE. On another day we score, today we haven't, but like I said, there's some great performances in there. First half a little bit scrappy, thought we scored against the run of play, but a great goal from Matty. They then had an appeal of one that crossed the line, and I can't see from where I am. But then they've got a goal which I can see from where I am, which I thought was very soft and should have been a free kick to us, but wasn't. So arguably, it's, maybe the luck has ironed itself out because they thought they should have had one just before that. So we're going at half time, so it's 1-1, and a few words are said, a little bit of a tweak of different things, and we came out and we were at it. We were at it from the offset, and like I said, on another day we go and win the game. I thought the ball that Van White pulls back for young Keegan, and he just pulls it wide of the post. That was a great move, and if that goes in the back of the net on his debut, he's another hero again. But there's some good moves. Keegan at the Holtz in the first half. I thought Dante did well second half. Donald's got his shots off. Chaz got a shot off. Had the free kick on the edge. So, a lot to build on, a lot to work on. And like you say, you as a squad, you don't want your squad kind of the heart ripping out of it with 15, 16 games to go. But that hasn't been the case. And now with 11 games to go, we're now blooding in new youngsters to try and get that, that feel and that understanding and way of playing. And hopefully, with 10 games to go, they spend a little bit more time with us. We'll get 3 rounds next week and we can make a real onslaught for the playoffs. And that's what everyone wants. Results have not gone for us, but I think we're 5 outside the playoffs now, not 6. So we'll take that and we'll just keep going until it's all over. And all I can ask for is that the fans like they did today is get behind everybody. And we'll still look to bring in maybe 1 or 2 more bodies, exciting players that will help FC United get the right result.
Yeah, I mean the performance, particularly in the second half, sort of carried on. It was a great performance away on Tuesday night in Belgium. You could see the passing and movement was all good. It was sweet. Things that you could see you were working on were coming off. And there's some great performances as well from sort of like, I thought Walton had another great game. I thought Palinkas was very good, basically sort of coped with everything. And Guy Hall, when he came on, basically, I mean, he made one sweeping challenge, basically, which just basically nullified a real chance.
And it's great, Wooler's at 21 and Jan at 20, 21 and Guy at 19 and Van Wyk at 20. It's brilliant to bring in these lads through and giving them the opportunity, and, they handle themselves, and hopefully, they're here for years to come and they become players like Potsy's and Ennis's and Dodds have done in the past, and it's their time now, but we'll keep trying to find the young lads and giving them opportunities, and you can see what they do, and they run hard and they want to play for the badge and they want to learn and they want to develop. But they've got to step up because they're going to get played, and that's the pond we're fishing in, Tim. We all know the constraints that we've got, but that doesn't mean that we're looking at a different pond if a Guy Hall came available or a Matty Van Wyk, because I believe they're really good footballers, and there's nothing better as a coach to develop them and, like with Regan, kick them on and get them up to the next level. And we're looking for these lads to be around for a long time to come, and I'm sure that the new batch will come through and do really well. And they've shown, like you said, in midweek, and they've shown today that we are a good side, and we've just got to have that belief and continuity and a little bit of luck with injuries and suspensions, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, as a manager, basically watching your team creating so many chances, is there anything you would think you'd address around sort of like just the accuracy? I think
it's what I call going cold in the box. Picking that right pass, picking that right decision, and at times it's hard. When you can feel all the crowd behind you, but it's go cold, and that's what forwards do. When the ball comes back to you, just kind of switch off, ignore the noise, and focus on the accuracy. And I think over the last how many games now I've stood here and I've moaned about missed chances, and we're still missing them. However, we're still creating them. And you can do all the work that you want on the training ground, but unless you seize the moment, seize the opportunity, like your Regan Linney's, we scored all them goals before he left, then, we'll keep being the side that don't take our chances. And that's frustrating for me as a manager. It's frustrating for the coaching staff. But, the lads are getting in right places. They don't mean to miss. They definitely don't mean to miss. And they love it when it hits the back of the net. So all we can do is put our arm around them, keep them going. Hopefully next week the decision is a better decision and Nestle's on the bottom corner. But just delighted with them. And they didn't give up today. That was a pleasing thing. Even though we were missing chances, they fought right to the end, and they believed that they could still make chances. And, that's the size of a good attacking football side.
Yeah, and it must be pleasing, obviously, after it was a long old trip on Tuesday night, basically all back Wednesday. Now got a week off, and then it's going to be a tough old game away at Warrington. Obviously, your good friend Mr. Clegg managing them there.
Yeah, Clegg's took a sabbatical, left Ashton, had a hand in Regan going to Altrincham. Said he didn't want to get back into non-league football, he's back in. So I always liked sharing the dugout with Cleggy. Like I said, he's a really good mate of mine. Good guy, and he deserves to be back in football. But we know that they're going to be strong. I know they've lost Callum Dolan, as we've lost Regan Linney, two of the leading marksmen in the division. But I'm sure it'll be a good game, and we're going to go there to build on today's performance. We're going to have a really good week in training. Can't wait to have a back-to-back session in training now, Tuesday, Thursday. Like you said, going back to the last week, there's nothing better than spending pretty much every day with these lads, because they're a pleasure to be around. And when you see the face in Belgium, when you see the performance that they put on, and getting back Wednesday night, and then rolling up again here today and just getting on with it, it's massive credit. And massive thank you to everyone involved at the football club and the Phoenix for organising it. I thought it was exceptional on Tuesday night. But then it's back to the bread and butter. And today we've got a point with the bread and butter, our league standings, and we've got a point, and we'll take a point. We'll be happy, and we'll start our unbeaten run again, and hopefully go to Rylands next week, upbeat with maybe one or two new additions, and go and get the right result. And if we don't, there's 10 games to go, and we'll keep working at it. But there was a points total in that dressing room before the game today. In the next 4 games, because we have Stalybridge today, or had Stalybridge, and then you've got Rylands, and then Liversedge and Atherton. So we know what our points total will be, and if we get what we want, then we'll be thereabouts, and it's going to be a really exciting end towards the season. And we're going to need our 12th man. We're going to need everyone behind us like they did today, and it's not over till the fat lady sings. And we keep going, Tim, and that dressing room's ready. It's ready for the challenge, and I'm ready for the challenge. So well done to the boys today. Thanks to everyone who came on, and we'll see everyone down at Warrington next Saturday.